ask you how you ended up here?
Once you buy property in Frinton, it's very hard to move on.
Why did you come here?
I was misled.
I still don't know why you came in the first place. Where did you come from?
Buckhurst Hill,
Where's that?
West Essex. And I've been trying to move back for the last 20 years.
Why did you come here in the first place?
That's the third time you've asked me that question. And I've already answered it once.
Hello? Hello?
Well, I think we've had enough of you. Thank you very much.
Have you?
We're all friendly around here. Nice day for a stroll.
But like I was saying, that you're getting everybody that comes through both sides of this, because I'm getting everybody that comes this way. You've got to get everybody that comes this way.
Does it matter? Yes. Why?
Because this is how they wanted it done on the survey. So if you add 15 to your list of children, all right, one dog and a bicycle, everything that comes through these two gates here, you put on your list. Everything that comes through these two gates this way goes on my list, all right?
I really can't see a lot of difference.
Who is that man?
That's David Foster. He's head of the action group, which is got a lot of people involved to try and avoid the gates being changed to barriers. Now I've forgotten what the hell he said. Which way am I taking them? Going this way? Can you remember?
If there wasn't a gatekeeper to be with the gates, then you wouldn't be able to influence, control and order. And if you haven't got order and control, then you have chaos.
It's a nice place, I say, to live in.
What do you enjoy about it?
Well, look at it, it's comfortable, you know. That one's empty now, but it's never been empty for quite a long, long time. And you see, look at the prams and look at that's the doctor's surgery, and, you know, it's got all sorts of things to make it more interesting.
Does much happen here in Frinton?
But somebody did try to get over the fence between me and my next door neighbour. If that's anything to go by. So he shuts his gate early now because of him, his side gate. And that sort of thing. And no, we haven't got anything like piers or anything like that.
What's wrong with piers?
Well, it was just one of the stipulations when Frinton was built back in the late 19th century that we didn't have them.
Why not?
I don't know why they didn't have them, but that's one of the stipulations that the person who developed all the land said we weren't to have.
Why wouldn't they have piers?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. They've got one at Clacton and that's enough, and one at Walton.
You don't like piers?
I'm not that keen on piers.
Why did you choose to live in Frinton?
I didn't choose to live in Frinton.
What happened?
We had a house, holiday house, and we used to rent it. But we fell in love with the house, so we bought it. Oh, yeah. And never intending to spend the rest of my life here. A lot of people in Frinton never, ever wanted to live here. They're still here. Don't know why.
What do you tend to do here?
Tend to do? What do you mean do? I live here. There's nothing else to do but just live here. It's like we're very lucky.
How do you pass the time?
How do I pass it? Seems to go very quickly. Same old thing, I suppose. Sort of routine.
What will you do this afternoon?
You never know.
Are you happy?
Very.
How the other half in Frinton lives.
So what has this place done to you psychologically?
Old Lord knows. I mean, I do suffer from Frintonitis, which is another form of claustrophobia, which periodically means I have to get out of the place because it drives you up the wall.
Why does it drive you up the wall?
Well, the simple reason is that our social life is mostly in the mornings between 10 and 12, outdoors, because if you don't go out, you don't see anybody. And I like to go out, I must admit. Afternoons, you do see occasionally some people. Evenings, it's absolute dead loss. They all get back in their coffins. I took early retirement and came here to live. It was the only place where I knew anybody.
I see. So do you still have many friends here?
I made a lot. The two that are former colleagues of mine that I originally came up, the reason why, did the dirts on me and died within 18 months of my arrival, and within 5 months of each other, which leaving me stranded in Frinton of all places.
Why are you still here?
I don't know. I've looked at other places, but the thing is, I suppose I've put down roots of assault, and I don't really want the upheaval of moving again. Once was quite enough.
Are you concerned the gates might be taken away?
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Well, they're part of the heritage of the town. Celebrating my 90th birthday.
It's a lovely place to live.
You don't get bored here?
No. And it'll be even better if they leave our gates alone. It's instead of some lunatic at Colchester controlling them.
Nick Turner. Hi, welcome to Frinton. I'm Town and District Councillor for Frinton. Yeah. It's an informal meeting.
He'll speak to you. I won't. It's a town seething with discontent, is Frinton.
Good morning all. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Good, good. Well, good morning. Welcome. Thank you, all of you, for coming. I hope it's going to be worthwhile for you. First of all, Network Rail will give a presentation as to what they propose to do.
Thank you, Brian. Firstly, thank you very much for allowing us an opportunity to come and speak to you about our proposals for the Colchester-Clacton infrastructure renewals, which is mainly a project to replace signalling equipment, and then I'll go on to talk about the proposals for Frinton level crossing. It's proposed these crossings will be controlled manually by our signallers, but there'll be signallers located in our main signal box in Colchester Station, so there won't be a person nearby, you'll be in the signal box. They'll be using closed-circuit television technology to see the crossing and ensure it's safe. Perhaps clearly see the red warning lights there, just a single barrier on both sides across. In this example, it's a metal grey box. There's an equipment room which houses the equipment controls of that. The survey in February told us that the level of crossing usage, even in February, was far too high for us to install any other form of level crossing at its location than controlled barriers, because the use is very, very high at that point, even in February.
I mean, I hope you don't mind me coming back on that, but if you're going to do a proper survey, then please do it. Don't try and fool us here.
Yeah.
We don't have a survey in August. We don't need it because it was bad enough in February. Okay.
You just missed Santa Claus.
I hope I'm trying to be as honest as possible with you about these works, but obviously not everyone agrees with that.
So no decision's been made?
We want to proceed with these proposals.
Has the decision been made? That's the question. Has a decision been made to proceed anyway?
We want to upgrade these level crossings, yes.
You want to do it, you haven't made it.
We haven't made a formal submission, no.
Thank you very much. I hope you'll appreciate what's the representatives from Network Rail coming down and talking to us this morning. It must be quite difficult for them, given the sort of reception that they've been having. But at least we all know now what they intend to do. Whether they succeed in doing it may be another thing.
Do you care about the removal of the gates?
Oh, of course not. I think it's a load of bloody nonsense. The sooner they have the automatic barriers in, the better. And some traffic lights.
Charles, you seem to be a little separate from most people in the town.
When the neighbours get wind of certain aspects of my existence, there's been to be a lot of talk, but so what?
What do you mean?
Oh, well, well, mostly, perhaps I shouldn't say it, but with a television camera here and the rest of it, I mean, after all, what's he been up to?
What do you mean, Charles?
Who is he, and what is he really? Well, I mean, they'll just have to guess, won't they?
Do you live alone, Margaret?
Yes.
Have you ever been married?
No.
No? Didn't you ever want to get married?
The right person never came along. I know who I want to marry, but he won't marry me.
Who's that?
I'm not telling you.
Do you have feelings for you?
Yes. We got a lot in common. I'd have to go because somebody just come in my shop.
Okay.
So I'd have to go and speak to the shop.
He's the only man you've ever really loved?
Yes.
How many years has this been going on for?
Oh, long, long time. I can't really remember now. I think we met back in the 80s.
You've never been in love before that?
Not really, no. Never been my sort of scene. Till I met Geoffrey. And then I wanted to. But that's as far as it's got.
I'm stuck a bit this morning. I don't quite know what to do. You see, if my sister comes through that gates, I don't think, well, she doesn't always remember which road I live in. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. There's the surgeries keeping people busy. Have you seen them all going in up there? That little house up there is a surgery now. Just trying to make sure I don't miss. Came here in 1946. Long time.
Good morning.
Hello.
Do you live in Frinton?
Yes.
Can I give you that, please? Network Rail is coming down and we want to tell them what we think about them in a sort of demonstration. Good morning. Do you live in Frinton?
No.
You don't? Oh, okay. Good morning.
Morning.
Frinton resident?
I'm a member. I'm a Frinton resident, yes.
Could I give you that, please?
Oh, right.
This evening at the Triangle.
Unfortunately, I'm at the Rotary Club tonight.
Excuse me. Do you live in Frinton?
Yes.
You do? That's about the gates, and if there's a demonstration of the Triangle, please go.
Thanks.
Okay? Are you Frinton residents? You're not? Okay, thank you.
That's a doctor's surgery now over there, you know. I thought my sister would have been here, you see, and I'm a bit worried. Just going to look and see if there's not a car.
I find this place quite limited in terms of like the way you want to live your life. And
It's difficult to say.
the fact that
Shall we say the days drift away?
the fact that you won't talk to me about certain things suggests that you're worried about what people will think.
I'm not worried about what people will think. I'm just worried about certain circumstances that could happen.
So you can get ostracised here quite quickly, can you?
Oh yes, you can. If you move out of line and the rest of it, you can. Well, it means social ostracism.
I mean, has that happened to you, or?
No, it hasn't actually. I can usually manage to ride these things.
Is that your fear that might happen if you speak truth?
Yes, it is. The one thing you can't risk in small towns is social death.
You're not doing anything illegal, then?
Oh yes, it's quite legal.
So what would be the consequences?
What would be the consequences?
From who?
Oh, that's another matter.
People that know you well, or?
No, total strangers. You can be Oh God, can't really explain it. There are things it's best for other people not to know. And if they did, well, who knows what would happen.
Did that work your appetite coming all this way, did it?
Yeah.
I see no ships. Funny how different the
what?
well, the coast looks when we're out on the boat.
Jeffrey?
Yes.
How long have you sort of been going out together with Margaret?
30 odd years.
Yeah, something like that.
But do you consider yourself sort of partners in the conventional sense? Or?
Yes, well, Margaret goes in for such a nice sorts of collections. Interesting to see the latest things.
I mean partners as in sort of, romantically?
No. No.
Do you have sort of romantic, do you have a sort of partner then, Jeffrey?
Only a dancing partner.
He has me.
And dancing partners are lovely, especially my one.
But that's all there is to it, as far as his dancing partners go. They're just dancing partners.
Can I feed the fishes?
No.
Hello, fishes. Whoops.
I don't know what you're doing.
Charmed, madam. Dancing partners are wonderful things. You can always find dancing partners. But it's how good they are. And if they suit
That makes a difference.
Have you ever tried to dance with Jeffrey?
Yeah, no, never tried with Jeffrey. I tried when I was at school. I didn't like it.
No.
And that was the end of me in dancing.
Imagine staying in Frinton, Brian, for the rest of your life.
Yes.
You don't worry that you sort of, because the place is quite slow, you don't worry that might affect you.
It's not slow. I think that's the wrong word. It's calm and peaceful. It's not slow. And it's a good place to be.
You don't worry about just sort of fading away here. Sometimes I get the sense you could almost just disappear here.
Well, again, I think that's the wrong idea. People who live here do a lot of different things.
Is it important for you that you keep busy with campaigns like the Gates?
It gives one something to do, and it gives one the idea or the feeling that one is doing something for the community, which I think is important. If the community supports you, you should support the community. That's probably enough, isn't it? What do we want? The gates. Where do we want it? No, what do we want? Safety. Where do we want it? The gates. Okay? What do we want? Safety. Where do we want it? The gates. Football channel.
Have you ever protested against anything before, Maureen? Have you ever protested against anything before?
Not like this. No, I haven't.
Have you ever protested against anything before?
Have you ever protested?
No, I haven't.
don't think so.
No, I haven't. Don't think so. No.
Getting ready to go into battle.
You're going in, aren't you?
That's right.
You and Heather have been invited, isn't it?
Just me, I think.
Just you?
Yeah.
I see.
So I'm going to put forward the questions that we've been raising.
Right.
So what will come out of that will be further questions, if you like, from what's been taken.
Okay.
But this is just another round, or one more round.
Are you leaving, Maureen?
Yes. Yes,
You're
I
going
am.
home,
now.
are you?
Yes, I'm getting a bit cold here
Okay.
and taking my friend as well. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Into battle.
Absolutely. Vandals.
You're not waiting till the meeting's finished, Brian?
No. I'm not hanging around for an hour with these jerks.
Yes.
It's a pleasure, Brian. And I'm on any time. Let's hope you win.
I'm hoping here that I'll see some of my family or somebody coming through the gates, because there's only one entrance, you see.
How do you feel about the gates being removed?
I haven't heard much about that. I'm not listening.
I think the gates are going to be removed, aren't they?
Well, they've been talking about this. I've been here since 1946. They've been talking about it quite a lot since then. But somebody should be coming, you see. And I don't want them to go off down Comet Avenue when I'm on this corner. Am I in your way, or shall I move?
We've been together for 6 months. Old
It's
friends.
more than just dancing.
And I said to myself, why
does it bother you that sort of Geoffrey has...
No, it doesn't worry me. I've been used to it. He's had dancing partners before, and she's not the first one. And he is very good to me. And he's got to make sort of friends with his dancing partner after all, if he's going to dance with her.
What's going to happen with you in the future here, Charles?
Pardon?
What's going to happen to you here in the future?
Lord only knows the rest of it, because everybody I know seems to be dying off. Eventually I should probably be here in soul state.
Why don't you leave and get out? You seem to be sort of...
I don't really know where else to go. I've looked at places, and then I've come back here and I think, well, maybe... I haven't really seen anywhere I liked any better.
You'd be happier, Charles, if you found love in Frinton.
Well, if I did, and the rest of it, but I think it's most unlikely around these parts.
Did you ever try to meet somebody who you might be able to have a loving relationship with elsewhere?
Well, I did have somebody over in Clacton, but it wasn't any use. When he ditched me, I wasn't at all sorry.
Why was that?
He'd advertised in the paper for a more suitable candidate.
Can you describe him? What was he like?
Oh, we knew him as Big John. He was 6'4", and he still lives there. This other one that he took up with, and the rest of it, that lasted a few months. Oh, now we're still good friends, but...
You never see him now?
Of course, everybody else goes all starry-eyed and gooey. That's the way that things are. I'm afraid I'm just too, well, long in the tooth for that nonsense.
One last thing I wanted to ask you, Charles. You hinted that you were... There's lots of things you could never tell me. Can you tell me now?
Yeah, I can't.
Can't tell me why...
No, I just can't, and that's the end of it all.
I'll never know who you really are.
Yeah. I can't let that out, I'm sorry, that is it.
Tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Is it inevitable that the town will lose its gates, Brian?
No, they're not going to take the gates away. No, no. We're still fighting, and I think still that we have a good chance of keeping them.
If they do, what's going to happen to the town?
Well, the town will remain the same, but it won't be the same, if you know what I mean.
fighting for Frinton if the gates disappear?
Well, we're always fighting for Frinton. It seems that we spend most of our life trying to protect what we hold dear.
You'll continue doing that in the new year?
Oh yes, we're looking at the next stage already.
Plans to reconstruct Iraq are falling apart in 10 Days to War, next here on BBC Two, while on BBC Four, live and unpredictable, Marcus Brigstock with the late edition. If you missed last week's Wonderland, you can catch it again at bbc.co.uk/iPlayer.